finally, boys, we live here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're in my house right now, and we play Cajun music. And I'm sure you all know what Cajun music is. We play a mix of high-energy Cajun and Zydeco music, and we all grew up with this music. I've been playing this music since I was a kid, going to my dad's music store, playing the piano, and Jean grew up on the rice fields of Elton, Louisiana, and he's been playing this music for over 20 years now, more. Mm-hmm. And Drew and his whole family plays, his brother plays accordion. I saw this guy at the Liberty Theater playing drums, and I remember he was speaking French, and his brother was speaking French. I was really impressed by their knowledge of the music, and, you know, this, I don't know who that is, but back here, I've known Thomas. He used to be in a band. It was him and this Native American guy named Salty Cayenne. I went one night to this pizza place in Lafayette, and he was playing a set. It was just him and this other guy, and Salty Cayenne was a great, well, they weren't that popular, actually. Nobody was hardly there.
No, you're the only person there.
But I loved his attitude. He had a mohawk at the time, and I just remember thinking, what a great spirit he has. And he was kind of playing this bass, but only had one string on it. And I just remember thinking, it'd be a great instrument to have in the band. So he joined the band shortly after. And back here on the fiddle, we have Mr. Chris Segura, and he's from Berwick, yes, Louisiana. And I've known him since he was a little kid, maybe 7, 8 years old, when he used to come to
Berwick.
Huh?
Probably younger than that.
Maybe even younger. He would come to my dad's jam session as well, yeah. And of course, he's playing the fufale for his entire life up until recently when he started building violins. And the violin he's playing right now is one that he built himself in his fiddle workshop that I built for him. So it all is connected somehow.
Yeah, that's good.
Funny how it's all connected. In a way, I built the fiddle.
Yeah.
But
it's a pretty roundabout way to go about it.
Yeah. If A equals B and B must equal C, then A equals C. But anyway, we're here right now. When we're filming this is in August, and the last gig we played for Dancing Public was back in early March. And this is coming from a band that's been traveling for the last 10 years. We've been to over 25 countries, 4 Grammy nominations. We've done 6 State Department tours. We've been all over the world. So for a band like us to sit around and have to find new ways of playing music and new ways of making money, and it's been a challenge for all of us, for sure. But luckily, we've been able to do these kind of online videos and doing Facebook Lives, and people have been very supportive. They pitch in money. We do them as often as we can. Once a month, I buy pizza and they come over here and we play tunes. And sometimes we make, a couple $100 per person, which is really big in this economy right now. And we don't know when this is all going to end. As of right now, we have 0 gigs in the upcoming future. So for musicians who have no other source of income, that can be a scary thing. There's a lot of musicians who have no other sources of income. So trying to figure all that out is an odd time right now. The support of all the people out there has been just tremendous, and we appreciate it. And, we try to make the best of it. When life gives you lemonade, you play Cajun music. And so that's what we're doing, right? So that's how it goes, right? That's the
life gives you lemon, you play the accordion.
You play the lemonade song.
That's right.
Yeah. But, so the music we play is Cajun music, and, there's many different kinds of Cajun music. They have the very traditional Cajun music, which we all started when we first started playing. We'd all sit down and just drink beer, just play music. And as with the band began to evolve, we learned how to play other styles and new influences. And I play the piano. We started bringing in other elements to the band, and it's really made a lot of interesting new song original compositions. And who else wants to say something? How about I talk? I'd like to introduce maybe the band a little bit. Over here on guitar, Mr. Jean Bertrand. He and I started this band about 15 years ago. In an old nasty house that's demolished.
I saved a brick from the house.
We have a brick as well.
One day that'll be in the Hall of Fame.
People look at me weird walking down the street with that brick in the middle of the night.
At that very house is where he met his then future wife.
Yes, I sure did.
But why don't you say something, Jean, about your upbringing?
I grew up out in the middle of nowhere in southwest Louisiana, and grew up running around with old folks. There weren't many young people my age to hang around with, so I hung out with my grandfather and all his bunch, and they like to speak French and do cowboy things. And when the first people I come across that were my age that were into the same stuff, they were playing Cajun music, and here we are. Yeah, me and Wilson met on tour, actually. He was touring with his family, and I was with a Zydeco band from the Swallow area, and we kind of hit it off and played music all night. I never even saw my hotel room. We stayed out, we played music the entire time. And when we came back, we got a house together, and Drew started hanging out and just kept on playing Cajun music and waited for somebody to stop us, and it just never did happen. And so we made a life of it.
Even Corona can't.
Even Corona.
Even COVID can't stop us.
Oh yeah. I mean, the thing about this kind of music is that, like, even when we weren't touring and playing music on the road, you know, people say, how often do you practice? And we're always like, we never practice, we just play, which is a big difference between bands who practice and just stay at home and play. We always just look at this. So, like, even during this, we just sit on our porch and play music. And all of us have found ways to make money and survive during this by just doing exactly that. So, Drew?
Yeah, so I grew up in South Louisiana, in Lafayette, born and raised, and it was always around me, Cajun music. And so it was in the back of my head the whole time. I didn't start playing until I was 18. My brother played accordion, and he had his own band, and he needed a drummer, so I thought I could teach myself how to play drums. So I kind of did, and without a drum set, I used to put pillows on the bed and put like a pillow here for a rack tom and a pillow here for a floor tom and stuff, and I'd play with that. And then that's how I learned how to play drums, and I bought a drum set. And then when I was 20, I guess, 84, yeah, so I met these guys. I met Wilson. Yeah, I remember distinctly going to the Liberty Theater in Eunice and seeing him play the accordion on that back, porch or whatever, that little thing where you walk up, where the band walks up to go sound check or whatever. I was like, who's this guy? And they were like, that's Mark Savoy's son. I said, oh, okay, cool. Who's that? I had no idea.
But the name of the band was the Cajun.
Yeah, the name of the band.
These guys named their band after my dad's accordion.
They were like, that's Mark and Ann Savoy's son. I said, oh, great. Who's that? Yeah. So anyway, I met Wilson, and then he used to run around UL campus and call me the wrong name because he thought I was my brother, Ryan, but actually, no, I was me. But
I screamed from across the campus.
So
wrong name.
I was like,
from you.
Ryan, and he waved at me, and I was like, okay, that's good. But anyway, then he moved in with. They bought a house. Jean, they rented a house. Jean Wilson and Cedric Watson, and I started hanging out with those guys, and then eventually all five Piney boys. The first version of us, we all lived in the same house, and that was quite a year. Quite a year, and it just seems like it was longer than a year.
It seems like 5 years.
But I don't think it was even a year. But then we started playing music all the time, and then Thomas, I actually played baseball with Thomas when I was 5 or 6. So actually, I've known Thomas the longest.
The Rain Canal Thundercats.
I think it was just Rain Canal. We didn't have a mascot.
Oh, I just made it the Thundercats.
That's good, like that. So Thomas, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Lafayette, like Drew. My dad played Cajun music, but at the time, when I was growing up, I didn't care about Cajun music.
How dare you?
Yeah,
Get out.
you know, even when I met these guys,
I like it even less.
They were losers.
you know,
Yeah.
I didn't like it, and I was playing with Salty Cajun, like Wilson talked about. It was like a punk, psychedelic Hawaiian band, you know. We were just having fun, and then Wilson approached me, and I knew what Cajun music was. I'd heard it. So he said, "Listen, we want you in the band. We like your attitude. We like your hair." So I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll join the band." And right when I joined the band, I cut all my hair off.
Shapes.
You know, completely changed my personality.
Pretty disappointed.
It was an awkward
And,
days.
I've been with them for 11 years now. 12. Is it 12 years?
Yeah, wait, 12 years.
Wow, 12 years. Whew. And here we go.
The most recent member is Chris Segura, who's played with Hopefully forever, and he stopped because he got tired of traveling, and which has actually been working out well during the Pilot Boys. You want to tell them about you?
Sure. I grew up about an hour south of Lafayette in a little town called Berwick. There was not much in the way of music going on over there. Just a couple musicians. So my parents, whenever they were kind of starting to get into Cajun music and kind of discovering what was going on there, they started going up to Eunice probably close to every weekend to the jam sessions at Mark's music store. So, you know, I was just like in tow with them when I was like 4, 5, 6 years old. And we'd just kind of hang out there, you know. I wasn't really, I was starting to take lessons at that point, but not really playing, you know. But it was just kind of like being there and soaking it up and being around all these old musicians. So, yeah, that was kind of my background there. Joined Fufale when I was like, well, co-founded Fufale when I was, I guess, 12 or 13. Played with them for a long time, and yeah.
And then we called.
Well, we're gonna play a tune for y'all now. We can do an original. We can do the first song we ever recorded. We call it the Finally Boy Two-Step. And I guess I'll grab this little microphone. So we were on HBO made a great show many years ago called Treme, and this is one of the songs that we got to represent ourselves in the show, and we played the song. And in the show, a young girl's auditioning how to play the fiddle, and she's auditioning for us, and she's trying to play this very song. And if you get a chance, check out the Treme episode, season 1. It's called "Smoke My Peace Pipe," and you can see some pretty funny Pine Lake Boy acting on that episode. So here we go.
Get trouble in your heart.
Don't spoil it.
That's how you got the win them all.
Huh?
The ERGOT or whatever.
The what?
You win the Grammy, the Oscar, the Emmy, the.
Oh yeah, of course.
Exactly. And the Tony.
That was a good year for me. With Jamie Beer's name on it.
Of course, yeah.
Fiddler of the Year.
Shout out Jim Group.
Here we go. Thanks for having us. We're the Pine Lake Boys.